Hi drummers, hope you're well. Right, just a quick one for you today. How to play the drum beat from Return of the Mack. Yes, that one by Mark Morrison, of course. Here it comes. And so on. It's a really lovely groove. It's so simple, but it just has that thing that for me, like all classic drum grooves have, is like you hear it and you instantly go, oh, that's what this is. And it just has something about it, just has enough detail in there. The bass drum part is the thing for me, just enough to catch your ear and go, yeah, this is great, man. It's really cool. As soon as that comes on, when you're in the nightclub or when you're, wherever you are, or you're driving down the road in your car and that groove comes on, personally, I guess for me, it's kind of associated with like growing up, man. It's like mid-90s, so I would have been like 15 or 16, so it's like just kind of associated with that period of time and just the iconic sound. So interesting story behind it. It's a sample, like so many things in that world R&B, world art. It's based on a few different samples, but the main sample is a tune called Genius of Love by Tom Tom Club, are they called? Yeah, Tom Tom Club. And when you listen to that, I'll link to that in the description below. When you hear that, you're like, oh wow, of course it flipping is. Like, it sounds so much like it. It's a straight sample of like the first bar of a 2-bar like phrase from that song. That Genius of Love tune by Tom Tom Club has actually been used all over the place. It's one of the most sampled tunes, I would say, in the sort of R&B genre. And it's if you listen to things like Fantasy by Mariah Carey, or that tune called It's Nasty, right, by Grandmaster Flash, and a ton of others as well, you'll hear that. In fact, I'll link to those two below as well, so you can check those out. It's so nice with these to go back to source and see like where they came from. The original was Genius of Love, Tom Tom Club. So I'd say that in terms of playing this groove, it's around a grade 3 level. And the only reason for that is when you, at the beginning of the bar, when you play the kick, you've got bom bom right on the kick drum, 2 quick 16ths, 1 E. And the coordination there is classic grade 3. So you've got the first kick that lands with the hi-hat and the second kick that lands in the gap. Let me play that a little bit. You getting that? 1 E and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 E and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So if you need to, I mean, it might well be that you hear that and go, yeah, that's cool, that's fine. But if you need to, just break it down. So beat 1, hi-hat and kick drum together. And then on the E, kick drum on its own. Right? So again, if you need to, just take a little time. That's very, very often, that's such a great way to go. Just guide your hands and your feet and your brain working together, your nervous system, through the movements a few times. When people say, oh, this is tricky, I'm struggling with this, I find it hard, it's usually because they've missed that stage out. And don't underestimate, like, how long that stage might take. It depends where you're at with your drumming. Again, if you're around grade 3, it should be a good challenge for you. If you're before grade 3, that should be a very good challenge for you, or quite tricky. If you are past grade 3 or that sort of level, of course, you'd expect this one to flow fairly quickly. But that's the moment. You could then add the hi-hat on the and. And run that as many times as you like. 1 E and 2. And then just maybe run the whole bar, but with just the hi-hat and that little bass drum moment. So spend some time building that up. 1 E and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 E and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 E and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 E and 2 and 3 and 4 and that little moment with the kick at the start is where the money's won and lost on this one, man. Other than that, it's a grade 1 type of thing. So after that moment, 1 E and 2 and 3 and 4, pretty straightforward. Kick, kick. So the other kicks, 1 E and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 E and 2 and 3 and 4 and. We'll work up to about full speed here. I noticed while listening to that and the tune it was sampled from, that the Mark Morrison one, Return of the Mack, is actually slightly slower than the original. So have a little play with that. I thought it was a lovely little one to have up your sleeve. And when you jam tunes like this, or when like maybe you're playing in your band or covers band, or someone shouts this one out and you play it, it's so nice to get it spot on. Like a lot of drummers would just jam it and play kick and snare and kick and snare and it would work. But to my ears, when you hear this one, that's what makes this track that is that boom boom ga gum gum. As soon as you hear that, you're like boom boom. You're in the flipping 90s. As soon as you hear it, aren't you? Like it's so distinctive, and it comes from being sampled from a great track. So that's short and sweet today. Thanks so much for watching us ever. That was a great suggestion by my monthly member Mark. Thanks so much, Mark. And please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks so much to all the people who do that. If you're subscribing in particular, that means so much because it really pushes this channel along, man. Really makes it bumps it up in terms of the algorithms and all that stuff. So please subscribe if you enjoy watching these videos. And as well, if you are enjoying this channel and these videos, please consider becoming a supporter of this channel. You can do that in 2 ways, both of which are via my Buy Me a Coffee support page, which again I'll link to below. The simplest way is to buy me a coffee, and thanks so much to all the lovely people who do that. I appreciate that no end. I need coffees in this game to keep going. That is a simple one-off support donation. And if you want to get a bit deeper and get a load of stuff in return, you can become a monthly member. Thanks so much to all the lovely people who do this, not least my amazing member Mark, who suggested this, and 2 new members in the last 24 hours. Thank you so much. That's James and Rob. Appreciate it so much, guys. So by doing that, you're supporting this channel so much and helping it to grow, which I hugely appreciate. The more people do that, what's happening now already is I get more and more time to spend on these videos, believe it or not, and I get more and more sort of resources to dedicate to making this channel everything that it could be and as good as it can be for you guys. I can answer more and more of your more and more of your questions and put up more and more videos and all that stuff. So it'll just grow and grow and grow with your support. Thanks so much for that. You also get a ton of things in return. You get a complimentary 30-minute Zoom session or face-to-face if you want to come to my studio in Cambridgeshire. You get a practice plan. I will write for you a customized practice plan. Considering how long you want to practice each day and where you're at and where you want to go, I'll write for you the best possible plan. That plan will have a video link for every little item which relates to one of these videos. And I get that by now, because there's about 800 odd videos on this channel, it's difficult to sort of navigate sometimes. So it's just everything that I would recommend practicing for where you're at in order, with everything video linked. Many of the videos, of course, are play-along style videos. You get a whole load of other stuff. You get priority requests like good old Mark did here. You get priority requests over the videos that appear on the channel. You also get a weekly members video on Sundays and a whole load of other cool stuff as well. So thanks again so much to all the people who've done that, and to lovely James and Rob for signing up in the last day or so. And thanks a million for watching as always. I'm going to play the groove a little bit just to give you a little feel for it on the way out here. Thanks so much. See you soon. Cheers.